This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I guess let's start now because we normally don't stretch more than 1 hour. So let's get started. So welcome everyone for Sunday meetup. And so we have two special guests today. I know we have a limited audience, but Sanjay, most of us know Sanjay. But now today another special guest is Amit sir. So Amit, I will ask you to introduce yourself, and after that we
Okay,
can discuss the purpose of this group, why we assemble on Sundays, all these things. So over to you, Amit sir.
okay. Thanks, Nagesh. So, hello all. My name is Amit Koparkar. I have a fair amount of experience. That's how I'll put it. Say 22 years of experience in the field of software testing, or rather, test engineering. I have worked in almost all areas, starting with functional testing till performance security, DevOps. I have been into a leadership roles for quite a few time with a company called Synergip, which is now called Accelerate. I'm based out of Pune, and I'm more interested in doing some stuff which Nagesh does for years. So, if any one of you can get um, any advantage or benefit of our experiences, so I'm here to share my experience, share my thoughts, and have some healthy discussions around any topic. So that's all about me. Over to you, Sanjay, I guess, or maybe, yeah, Sanjay.
Thank you, Amit sir. Such a pleasure to connect with you here on this meetup, and thanks to Nagesh and Elite Testers for this great opportunity. Yeah, so hi friends, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I'm the creator of Selector Sub and Crowpath. Uh, I have around 10 years of experience, and same like you guys, I started my career as an associate system engineer for IBM. I'm a chemical engineer from a graduation, and then I worked in IBM for around 2.5 years. Then I took training in Selenium Java from QS Spider Bangalore, 2.5 month training. Then I work as an SDAT in couple of companies like GoiVivo, InMobi, Urban Ladder, almost like 3.5 years. And then from there, I just got an interest in like developing tools. So first I created Crowpath, and then now Selectors of, which is the new reality, and which is helping all the testers and developers in their everyday work and optimizing and making sure that their productivity improves a lot. And I'm not working for any company. I have left my job last year, and it's been almost 1 year. I'm working full time for community and serving on donation and support from the community like the Elite Testers. So yeah, that's all pretty much. If you have any question for me, feel free to ask. Thank you. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Sanjay and Amit. So as you know, Elite Tester, or the earlier name was Quality Jobs Group. We started in 2014 with the intention to help people finding jobs. So initial purpose was only to refer and search jobs and help people, and that's how we grown up. And then we are now connected with 2000 testers, and it's absolutely free. We don't charge anyone for any kind of guidance or even for reference. So that's how we started, and slowly I got connected with multiple people through social media, internet, and all that. So that's how I came across Amit sir on Twitter, LinkedIn. Sanjay, I met personally Sanjay in Bangalore for first time, and then that's how we got connected. So sole purpose is to get connected, get socialized, ask questions if you have, and so there are people who are still in their early stage of your career. So you feel free to ask questions to Amit and Sanjay. So Arim, Abhay, Chaitali also joined us now. So Hima, if you have any specific question, Nikhil is a regular member here with us. So That's pretty much. Hima, you have questions?
My question will remain same, Nagesh. So first of all, I would like to say thank you so much for taking this initiative. This will really, really help us, to find a job or to get a solution of a certain problem. I think this is a very good initiative, and I will also forward the meeting request in my circle going forward. And I'll try to invite as many like-minded people as possible. So just wanted to brief about my profile. I have more than 8 years of experience in testing. So I started my career with Vodafone, and then I worked for a startup-based company in Ahmedabad. Now I am relocated in Mumbai and working for Hexaware from last 4.5 years, and I am working in RPA technology. Also, we are planning to shift to Dubai location. So as of now, my only target is to seek job in Dubai. So at present, I am also, upgrading my skill set because I have been working as a manual tester or a functional tester till now. So I'm working on upgrading my skill sets like I'm learning API testing, and along with that, I'm also learning Selenium. So do you think, do I need to learn anything else to target jobs in Dubai location specifically? That is my first question. And second question, do you have any tips so that I can achieve my goal as early as possible?
Sanjay, Abhay, anyone can answer. Nikhil, Chaitali. Hey, Chaitali. Abhay, Amit sir.
Yeah, Hima. So somebody else want to answer? Sanjay, want to answer that?
Uh, sure, sir. I would like when there is a question that mm, apart from this, these things should we learn something else as well. So, I mean, this is a general kind of gyan which anybody anyone can say that yes. So there is no limit of learning, but yes, like as you said that you have learned Selenium and Java and whatever technology you have learned. So what we have learned and whatever we are expert in whichever field, that is always more than sufficient to get a job. The only thing is that what kind of interview questions they will ask and how confident you will be in the interview. So like when they ask some questions, we should be able to answer like yes or no, that we know this, or if we are not, we don't know, then we should be more confident to say no on that. This is I'm sharing from my experience because I don't know much of the technology. Whichever I know with full confidence. And whenever they ask like questions, I was in Mobi interview, so there they asked this question like linked list and circular linked list. I said like I directly answered the question like this way that are we really using these things in real time, as in like in Selenium or automation testing when we write the web automation? He said no, but we want to ask that question. We want to know whether you know that not. So I told them like, see, if this is never required, so I never worked on that, and if I will get opportunity, I will learn that, and then I will implement that in my work. But in my previous experience, I never found, like in 5 6 year experience, I never found those things being used in Selenium. So I said just no, and if you want to hire on that perspective, so I would say like I'm sorry, but I don't know that one. So we should basically get that much confidence. And the second question, like for Dubai location, can you go on mute? Yeah, thank you. So, second question for Dubai location, so that you will have to look out like what kind of job opportunities are there. Like there in Dubai, I'm not sure because I never searched for the job in Dubai. So that you will have to search like which technology jobs more are there. like Python, Selenium, Java, Selenium. So accordingly, but I'm pretty much sure that Java, Selenium must be there. I guess you said Java, Selenium only. So yeah, and one last thing that I always prefer to give as much interview as you can give, as much you can give, because from the by reading the books, by preparing, by writing the code, by of course write the code as much as you can, but by preparing for the interviews, people don't learn. I personally believe we don't learn much. We learn from our by giving the interviews, by getting failed in them, because when once you will fail in many interviews, then you will get all the questions, you will get more confidence. So yeah, I hope this will help you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sanjay. I think this will help a lot. Thank you so much.
Right, Hima. I would like to add a couple of things into it. Number one, I would like to know why you want to move away from RPA and which RPA tool you are proficient with.
At present, I have a very good skills on Blue Prism tool, and
Mhm.
at present I'm learning UiPath also, because that is we are migrating our bots which are already developed in Blue Prism to UiPath. I like and I love the RPA technology. I know it is very much in trend right now, but the thing
Mhm.
is, the scope for QA is very limited, because as I see in the market, there are lots of opportunities for a developer, but usually companies give double the package to developer. They even don't hire business analyst. They just want developer to get the requirements, do the development and test the code. So this is the trend going on in market. However, I can see very less opportunities or very less scope for RPA testing in market.
Right. So my suggestion there is, look, the industry is now moving, or rather asking. So there has been this emotion, like, QA. Now we don't know or need any QAs. Now the developer can do this job and will shift left. So, developer will write unit tests, and they'll automate the stuff, and CI/CD will help them to get the quicker response. So QA are going to be irrelevant. That is one emotion, which is not very true, first of all. And you want to get into API testing, automation testing, then you are landing into QA area of it. Okay, so that is the fact which I just want to put onto the table. Second is on RPA. I myself am UiPath certified architect and developer. So I see a lot of opportunity there, because almost 48% of the industries are now wanting to go to the digitization. So if you move from RPA QA to RPA development, which is very easy, you might have experienced that based on your learnings on UiPath as well as Blue Prism. That will help you to get into a better focused area. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't jump into QA automation. If you feel that is your forte, you should definitely get into that. But I'll add to what Sanjay said. More hands-on will help you to gain the confidence, and that confidence will help you to get into a good job, no matter whether it is Dubai or UK or US. So that is my kind of guideline or direction which I would like to provide. So uh, feel free to absorb it on or just let it go. But in my experience, as much as you exercise, you get more fit and you get more confident to crack any interview.
Thanks, Amit. Actually, apart from just want to add on to my profile, apart from doing the QA part, I am also into production support, as well as I perform partial BA activities in my
Mhm,
current organization. So
mhm,
yes, I thought on the part of getting into development, but I also had a thought that after spending 8 years into testing, and if I get into a development role, or if I learn UiPath development or a Blue Prism development, then
mhm,
will my profile get considered by the organization? That was the first doubt. Second doubt was learning UiPath tool is not sufficient. I should also have the knowledge of .NET language, which is required in the market apart from basic knowledge of tools. So there were 2-3 doubts. So because of that, I thought of upgrading my skill set in QA role only, and going into API and automation role.
Right. So your question is very valid, Hima, but I think you're a little confused, or rather pretty much decided on getting onto QA, which is also a good area, but RPA is a hot piece of cake and you're already in there. That's why I was suggesting. But if you need to
Yes.
get into QA, if you need to get into QA, you might have experience. That is a mindset. Okay, that is not just like you understand the syntax of .NET or Java and then you get into QA. So if you want to be a successful quality assurance engineer, first of all, you need to develop that mindset, which you might already have. So learning any technology is like learning new syntax. So if you know Automation Anywhere or Blue Prism or UiPath, your logic is in place. So exercise more on tools like using open source tools like say Java with any API automation framework, or Python with any existing library which will allow you to screen grab and automate APIs and UI. Selenium per se. Best site to do with is Amazon.com or .in. You get a good variety in there, and that is how you get into this area, which will give you confidence. So all in all, bottom line, as Sanjay said, get hands-on to it, spend some time in it, and exercise more.
Sure, Amit. This will help a lot.
I know that's a little vague answer, but with this limited information, that is what I could suggest.
Hi, Amit.
Hi, Kapil.
Hi. Amit, just wanted to know, like, recently you have told about this, RPA tools, right? UiPath or Blue Prism. So just wanted to know, like, as far as I know, like, these are process management tools, right? These are not testing tools, verification, like Selenium and all. So is there, kind of assertion that we also use in this? If we used, like for Blue Prism, if we used Blue Prism for, for the testing, so can we use assertions in that?
Yes. So there is a basic difference in these two types of tools. These are intended for two different purposes, right, Kapil?
Correct.
As you should, and I know you understand that. Test automation is for asserting, for validating. Like 2 + 2 is 4, whether the red
Correct.
color is shown, right? That's a specific text is displayed. So you do some steps and you assert something, you verify something, right? That is what you do with test automation tools. The process, and you said process management, it is not process management, it is for process automation.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
So you do certain steps and then you come to a point where you have to decide. So there is a decision which is needed, and this bot, we automate the decision making process. That is what is process automation. So suppose I'll give you one good example. Suppose there is I as an individual working in a company where I process invoices. Okay, and there are invoices which is coming through email. Now, as a human, when I do it, I know a rule, like if an invoice amount is greater than $5,000, I need to send it to approval to my manager. If it is below $5,000, I can directly put it into SAP and take necessary actions. So this is a decision making point. So while process automation, what I do is I tell the bot or the automation script for the explaining simply to explain this simplistically. I'll ask the automation script to download the email. Read the email. If relevant, download the attachment. Then open that attachment, which is a PDF, and scan for the invoice amount. Now, then I put a condition. If invoice amount is greater than 5,000, send it to my boss. If it is lesser than 5,000, start the next process. So there are these decision making points. So this bot, we train this bot, or we develop this bot or automation script to make such decisions. Okay,
Mhm.
so that is the basic difference. So when you automate process, you need to know what are the different decision making points and what are the different conditions to make those decisions, and that is how
Mhm.
you educate that bot. So
Got it.
assertion is obviously one part of it. So I myself, I have used UiPath for test automation of a complex graphical product, because it was graphical. So Selenium had its own limitations, which was not able to automate the entire UI. So I used
Mhm.
RPA to do that. So certainly we can do that, but it is not intended to do that. So you'll not get strong assertion support into RPA tools, maybe not very good reporting. So in test automation, if there is a pass or failure, we want it to be present in the report. That is the
Correct.
basic
Correct. Correct.
expectation, which is not there in RPA. So
Mhm.
these two tools are like different. If we use our beard trimmer to cut the trees or maybe plants, that is doable, but it is not intended to that purpose.
Correct.
That is the
Correct.
difference.
So how, how you report to your manager, or present the report related to, for the UI, like if you used UI in your project. So how then
Hmm.
communication happens related to reports, like this process is completed and this is, what happened to this process? Is it completed, not
So
completed?
yeah. So it is, the reporting is there, provided which tool you use, the extent of report varies. So in UiPath, you get a full-fledged execution report of which bot run what process and what decision it
Mhm.
was taken. So
Okay.
that is taken care by the tool. You don't have to worry much about it.
Okay. Okay. And which
So yeah,
language do this UiPath support?
so UiPath is basically a graphical workflow management. That is where
Correct.
you create a workflow. So even if you want to put a loop or if condition, you just need to drag a box from the toolbar to your workplace area and then put parameters in there. If you have used Microsoft Forms in past, or maybe
Mhm.
VB scripting in past, or the form designer in past, where
Mhm.
you actually drag a button from toolbar or
Yeah, yeah.
toolbox, and then you say put the properties in there, like what should be the label and what is the size. That is how you do it in UiPath. But
Correct. Correct.
primarily, if you want to go deep into development, like developing your custom activities in UiPath, you need to know .NET.
.NET. So
.NET
same
or rather
limitation.
C Sharp. C Sharp.
Right. So same limitation is with Blue Prism also, right? Because I
Right.
learned Blue Prism, so I have, I know Java. So okay, got it. ठीक है. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Amit. Yeah.
Thanks, Kapil.
Thank you. So
Anybody
Harsh,
else?
Harsh
Yeah.
also joined today. Rishi Chaitali. Harsh, any questions?
Uh,
Abhay, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Hi, Amit. Hi, Shay. So I just want to like introduce myself, like as I'm having overall like 8 years experience in IT, and I'm working currently in production support profile. And I've been learning Selenium from last 1 year from my own, and along with that, I've done a few courses for REST API, REST Assured as well, using Postman, and try to automate that using REST Assured. So now I'm trying to move to the automation profile. Like just want to check, like is it like I just heard, like when I joined the meeting, like regarding the scope of automation testing. So is it fine for me to move from the current support profile to automation profile, or will it be much better if I try to jump to development profile, as I'm currently like learning Java only. Like I'm trying to automate whatever scenarios with Selenium using Java. And so is it fine for me to go ahead with Java development profile, or will it be much better to proceed further with what I've learned from last 1 year in automation testing?
somebody else would like to answer that, because I shouldn't be answering all the questions. Otherwise, it will be my session then.
So, no, Harsh, so Harsh is listening to me from long time. So he just want maybe it's better to get. And Abhay
Right.
also want to add something. So anyone can go. Sanjay, Abhay, Amit, even Shashi sir is also here. So Shashi sir, you
Yeah.
also can put your inputs here.
I all aware here. So it's like
Yeah.
I wanted to give answers to Hima as well as hers. So it is like if I talk about, so I will introduce myself. Myself, I have total 6 years of experience, and I have worked with clients like US clients and Europe clients, mostly in I have also worked with manufacturing clients. So it is like if I talk about my journey, so my guru, Valerian D'Souza, he taught me testing, he trained me. So it's like he always told me that open for the opportunities. So if I talk about myself, once I have joined LTI, so I have joined in a role as a manual tester, and then there in the domain side, if I talk about, I was in the insurance. Then after some time they taught me, no, not UI, would you take care of the backend testing? I said okay, yes. Then I put into the manufacturing domain, and then there is a mobile testing. I have asked them that what type of testing. They said just a manual testing. When I have gone there, they said no, you need to test the mobile. I said okay. Then I again came back for the reinsurance profile. Then I again worked with Nordia for 2 years for the insurance domain. In that, I was handling the batches and these all things. Then there is a roller coaster came in life. I was put into totally the database testing, complete database testing for one of the project like migration project. So usually we do first migrate the database, then UI and these all things. So I just wanted to say with this journey, like then again I have gone in Accenture. I have worked 6 months. I worked with Barclays. Then I have joined a startup that is Advanced 101. So there I am working with a healthcare client, and rather than web application, mobile application, now I'm working on a desktop application. Everything we need to install again and again with the build and again, then attaching the database. So with this journey, I wanted to tell you people that we should be open to grab the opportunity. Whatever condition life puts or our job require, we should always ready to learn. I have learned APIs, I have learned mobile testing, I have learned this insurance domain, healthcare domain, manufacturing. Now after 6 years, my domain is huge. Wherever the opportunity, I just apply that. Yes, I can do that. Even people say automation is the future. I would say that everything is the future. Today there is a Selenium. Day after tomorrow, some other tool. Day after tomorrow, some other technology. We were not talking about APIs 2-3 years back. There were APIs, but we were not talking about. Now we say that API is the hot market. So I would say have the knowledge of everything, but master of your basic skills. Like I would say that I am the master of my basic testing skills. So if you have basic things, you can do each and every job. You can do Scrum Master role as well. You can do some BA jobs as well. Because we as a QA, we do BA jobs as well. Because once we write the test cases, we ask everything from PO, from Scrum Master, from developers, that requirement analysis, right? And then we also write the bugs. Sometimes I have also written the story. So be open to the market and learn, always learn, as Nagesh sir says, and he help us in learning by organizing this Java learning things and projects and these all things. So be open to the market, whatever is there, try to grab it, learn it. So if you learn so much, you can go and take any of the job. Correct me if I'm wrong. You people have more experience and more exposure in the industry than me. I'm just 6 years experience and I have seen the industry in my way, which I have mentioned. So Amit sir, you wanted to add on this what I have just said?
Yes, definitely. So Harsh, myself, I have converted quite a few manual QAs to automation, and then eventually they moved into development. So I'll definitely say that is a path. But first of all, what you need to identify for yourself, whether, can you cope up with the development domain? Because, you need to have experience and knowledge in different design patterns, algorithms, which area of development which you want to go in. So if you feel like, you can bear with that, and if you haven't done enough study in understanding what lies in development, because development is also even changing rapidly, right? It has been era of monolithic applications where you have one server, multiple clients. Now it is era of microservices pushing everything into cloud. That is changing the technology part of it as well. So first of all, understand and identify if you have that spark, and that is nobody else can tell you. It is only you, and you can either challenge yourself or get to know to get into development or not. But if you are good in logic, you are able to solve complex problems in automation itself. Like, you're doing Selenium Java automation. Have you ever tried JavaScript automation? That is a little bit difficult. So you can go for some tutorials on Cypress, figure out if that works well with you. Because I have seen good automation engineers feel it challenging to automate into JavaScript. And it's a era of JavaScript if you are talking about front end. It is era of Java if you are talking about backend. So you seriously need to be expert into either of the areas to get into. So first of all, decide what your destination is, where you want to go, and depending upon this
Right, right.
entire thing can tell you where to head to and what should be the next steps.
Yeah, yeah,
Development is a good option if you feel that is challenging. QA automation is also a lot of opportunities, but in these two areas, you have to really learn everything almost every week. New
right, right.
framework comes in, you have to learn it. So
Yeah,
that's a
as
guideline. I
I've
know
been
it's generic.
right, right. As I've been learning like Selenium from last 1 year, so I found it quite interesting, and like I really found like that I can do well once I get an opportunity in there. So from my end, like I found QA automation very like interesting area, and but regarding the job market or regarding the future, like that was my only concern regarding the development of that QA profile. So because I think like I've got an opportunity like after so many years to change my profile, so I thought better to make it make a change only once rather than going step by step, and then decide like whether to go ahead with QA or then jump into development. So that is, but
Right.
I don't have any previous experience on Java development, but yeah, like as a part of automation, like I found it like interesting. And I also know that it is not the advanced version, but only the core part being used in Selenium. So I don't know like how depth knowledge has been required as a part of development
Right.
profile, and yeah. So
Simple thing is, try downloading a source code from GitHub for any ready-made application. Try to
yeah, yeah,
understand that and try to modify it a little. That will get
yeah,
to
right, right.
let you know the complexity of it.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
Understand the landscape where you want to land into. That is what I was
exactly.
suggesting.
No, that's fine. That's right. Yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
Amit.
So hi all.
Next.
So good afternoon. So actually, I have a query. So it's regarding to that. So I have gone through some JDs over the LinkedIn. So people are hiring for that position. So the thing is, I saw that the people are looking for API automation engineer using JMeter. Also saw that means I've also seen that people are using API automation engineer using SOAP UI, and few also that required of REST Assure. So what all differences are there? That means which tool is actually good for the API automation, and that means so I have used REST Assure, that means I have used JMeter and SOAP UI both, but I couldn't figure it out that what exactly are the difference between the REST Assured and JMeter or REST Assured and SOAP. So if somebody can help me with that, that why people prefer rest assured and why not we should go for JMeter or SOAP. So it will be highly helpful for me actually.
Similar question I also wanted to ask, like in my current situation, in my current company, like they told me to create a automation framework for the API testing. So I told them, like, I previously worked on, I recently joined a new organization. So I told them, like, I previously worked on Rest Assured. So but they want, no, I mean, they want that, they don't want Rest Assured to be implemented, right? So they want some new tool. So I then, did POC on Karate DSL. So then I presented to them Karate DSL, but now the person who is sitting in the US, right? I mean, she wanted to go ahead with the JMeter. She said, Kapil, JMeter is good for API testing, and it take less time because we can, record using, BlazeMeter and then convert it to JMX file and then, export it to JMeter. But I mean, internally speaking, I am not, confident enough, and that is again because of the assertions that Karate DSL provide. But I mean, she's senior to me, so I cannot, override her. So I mean, I have a similar question. Like, can you please tell me, if someone can tell me, like, what is the advantages or disadvantage of JMeter over the Karate or over a Rest Assured?
A lot of question in one question, lot of information.
Right. So let
Anyone?
me.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let me. So API testing itself is in boom right now, and I can certainly understand the why you are looking for such comparison. So all these tools. So JMeter is the oldest available. Karate is comparatively new, and structurally these are different the way you use it. So in in JMeter you can record script like using add-ons like Bad Boy or BlazeMeter, and you can visually program the script. That is the main advantage. So the script creation time reduces drastically. Second is JMeter is proven for years. Okay, and with the new changes coming in, JMeter seems to be very stable and very rock solid. In Rest Assured, you need to know Java to develop script for it. So you need to hand code, develop the script for yourself. But it has its own advantages, like you can have multiple assertions, you can have customizations as per your need. So when it cannot be, it is not an apple to apple comparison. You have to weigh in what is needed out of it, how much, what is the team you have, what is their proficiency, what is the overall fitment of the test tool for your product. People prefer JMeter, as I said, for being in the market for such a long and proven for time. Number two, quick turnaround on quick turnaround on automation scripts. Second is you can use the same API automation script for load testing as well, or performance testing. You can use the same tool, same script, but you can have various performance scenarios. So that is the advantage which people look at, and people of maybe my generation would prefer more JMeter as it is proven and they know about it. So when sometime the decision comes from top, it is to a degree it is biased because of the experience the individual have at the top. But all have the same capability and capacity of testing the APIs in material of the tool you're using, and almost all the functionality is same. It is the difficulty level varies from tool to tool. That's the generic answer. I guess I'm able to answer that, Kapil and Arim. Are there
Yeah,
any follow-up
so
questions? Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry,
so
sorry.
actually just one more thing, like I've gone through that means the SoapUI tool as well. So SoapUI I've used particularly. So the community version which I've used. So not the paid version which I have used actually. So I've seen that in the community version, so data-driven testing is not actually done in that. So that feature is not there. So you can't just fetch the data using the CSV. So XML option is not there, which from where you can just take out all the data and you can just implement those things and write down the scripts maybe in Groovy or maybe in something else. So like maybe if you need to just pass on the property file or anything, so those datas you can't just take it from the XML file because in the community version that feature is not there.
Right.
So in the JMeter, do you have that? That means, do we have that kind of facility from where that means we can just fetch the data using the XML, maybe the CSV format? Because I have never used that. That means the feature. So I
That is
did
there.
JMeter. It's there.
That is there. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So again, coming to that, is it there in the community version or is it also there in the that means only there in the paid version?
So let me tell you, JMeter is a free tool.
Okay,
Okay, so there is no community version, paid version. That is why people
okay,
prefer it again. Okay.
okay, okay,
Second is there is quite a few plugins which are available with JMeter for reporting, for testing databases, for importing Excel, CSVs and XML. So maybe a quick short course on Udemy,
mm-hmm.
free course on Tutorials Point might help you to get to know what these plugins are for
Okay,
JMeter. So JMeter is absolutely free. They don't charge you anything. For
okay.
SOAP UI, they want you to buy the product. That's why the database testing feature is completely upside down.
Okay, okay. So, so when people ask us, the interviewer might ask, right? So, what exactly the framework which you have used in JMeter, but
Mhm.
or in the SOAP UI? So there is no that means for me there is no proper answer to that because in the SOAP UI, what we used to do that, right? So we just create the repos. That means yeah, we just create all the that means needed parameters and we just create
Let
suppose
let me
resource
Arun, let
file
me
and
help
all.
you. Let me help you answer that. JMeter and SOAP UI, they themselves are frameworks.
Okay.
Rest Assure is a library which is not a framework. That's why you can customize it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
as these are frameworks, that's why you need plugins.
Okay. So actually, I didn't have. So I have gone through a few tutorials over the internet, but they've never had such understanding that whether we have some frameworks over here in the JMeter or SOAP UI or we don't. So that means in interview, I've also came across such questions like, what framework you have used in SOAP UI. So
Hmm.
that time I answered that that means we that means in the data driven is not there in the this community version, so that's why I couldn't use the data driven framework. But
Hmm.
the normal overall whatever things are there, so I have used that feature and I've used the that means automate the APIs using JMeter and also using the SOAP UI. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
So
rest
maybe
assured,
maybe
yeah, yeah,
to help you understand the so the question itself, either it's a trick question or it is somebody who doesn't have enough understanding about the vocabulary. I'll not say technicality. So the you should answer. So data driven is not a framework. So data driven is a approach towards a framework.
okay,
Okay, so you can use data driven to drive the framework. It's not the framework.
okay,
It's the
okay,
concept. So to answer that diplomatically, you can say, I have used X plugin to, manage the load. Y plugin for reporting, and I have
okay,
used core JMeter as is.
okay,
So help them understand how you structured it. So
okay,
don't lock yourself about the framework part of it.
okay,
So it is very safe to answer any questions in interview to tell them about how you did it, and the interviewer will not look for buzzwords or keywords. He'll try to understand what you did.
okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the
All
way
right,
you
all right.
said, yeah, data driven was not possible with SOAP UI. If you plug in framework, interviewer like me can say, this guy runs behind the keywords and doesn't understand the meaning of it.
Okay.
So that's just a word of caution.
No, no, that's pretty helpful for me actually. So I didn't had that understanding, and the interviewer also the person who asked me that kind of question. So that was also that means I couldn't figure it out the way exactly what exactly he was asking about. because the whatever the tutorials I've gone through, so I've never heard any term particularly in that. That means, yeah, if we can use any framework in SOAP UI or JMeter, but they asked me in the questions. So that time I got pretty confused. So then whatever was there in my mind, so I just answered that in that way. But yeah, so that's a pretty good point. So I'll keep it noted. So it'll be helpful
And
actually.
to
Thanks a lot.
help you understand, I'll give you a couple of more examples. Sorry, I just want to reiterate on it. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
have a wheel in cycle, if you
Mm-hmm.
have a wheel in cycle, the wheel is not the framework, but the
Correct.
cycle, the frame where it is attached to and
Yes.
functions as a part of big machinery, it's a framework.
Correct. Correct.
Selenium is not a framework, but when you combine it with TestNG, Java, some reporting stuff, then that is a framework. Selenium
Okay.
itself is not a framework.
Okay.
Understand that? Just to
Yes.
help you
Yes. Got it.
understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks,
Got it.
Harim. Thanks. That was
Yeah.
a very
Thanks
good
a lot.
Thank
question.
you.
Thanks a lot.
So,
Thank you, Amit. So we'll take a pause here. So we'll get some time for everyone. So I heard all the discussions, lot of questions, and pretty good discussion around it. And Abhay was focusing on, you should focus on basics. Sanjay had a very valid point about the interviews being interview questions being asked. So um, I was asked a question in one of the interviews that do you know any design patterns? Being a tester, I said being the tester, I have never used these design patterns and all that. And then later on, I went few developers and I asked this question to them, and they said that, boss, I'm developer from last 7 8 years, and even I never got this question in the interview. And how am someone supposed to ask you this question in the interview? And everybody was like, not making jokes on me, but they are making jokes on that the interviewer. So my question is how to handle such interviews, and one of the best way given by Sanjay. So Sanjay said that you should have courage, you should know the basics, and that's why we are associated with Sanjay, because Sanjay always brings something new to Flower. He not only gives the different view of looking at. So I just wanted to hear from Sanjay if he has something new or something different that we can discuss with us today, and if possible, a small demo also. So let's over Sanjay, over to you. And after Sanjay's discussion, we can have further questions. So I request all the other members who haven't spoken so far, please prepare your questions for Amit. Shashi is there, Sanjay is there, I'm also here. So Sanjay, over to you.
Thank you, Nagesh. Yep. So maybe a kind of like we had a lot of Gyan session about the question answers, and I'm pretty much sure that we all are aware about these facts what we are discussing. Just that like sometimes we just need to hear those same thing from someone who has experienced or someone who have proven those facts. We all know this, that we should have confidence, we should not be able to tell that, but as a fresher or as a less experience, we always afraid about doing those things with our own. But when we hear from someone who has done in past, then we get more confidence. So yeah, that's good thing. Apart from this Gyan, maybe I can give some announcement and something which will help you on your daily works. So something new is coming in Selectors Hub, which will save a lot of time for you guys if you are using Selenium or Cypress. Especially for Cypress, Selenium, you might have already seen it. So things which were never possible before. So this new exclusive feature for Cypress user, it will make sure that you will be able to write your script 10 times faster than before. So let me try to share my screen. Is there any feature? Can I share it my screen, Nagesh?
Let me give you the access that. Hold on.
Yeah, please.
Make presenter. Yes, you are a presenter now. Over to you, Sanjay.
Perfect. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Sanjay. Others, please confirm.
yes, I can see.
Okay,
Nice.
perfect. So here you see that I have just written in Cypress a small test case of Facebook sign up. Is this screen also visible, this Chrome browser?
Yes.
Like, okay, perfect. So you see here, when we have to write a sign up page here on Cypress, so what we do, we inspect these elements, and I'm sure you those who are using Cypress, they used to use the CSS selectors. We have to use CSS selectors. So mostly we prefer to use CSS selectors. So, but here what we have to do, like we have to inspect each and every element one by one. Let me do one thing here. So like by doing one by one element inspecting here, so what happened, that used to take a lot of time here. This window, how can I remove from here? Yeah. So when we inspect this element and open selector sub here, selector sub will suggest you that this is the CSS selector, but it is dynamic. So and here it suggests that this is dynamic, so we will not use this ID CSS selector. So we'll uncheck this, and now it is generating the robust one. Okay, fine. So this CSS selector we can use today, and we go back to our script. We write like this in Cypress. We used to write like this, and then paste the CSS selector, and then let's say we have to type something in that field, so we will type this like Sanjay. Okay, and this is how we done. So now what we will do, like we will inspect another element. Here you can add the command as well, like complete command you want, cy.get, and then wherever you have written the CSS selector, there you replace that with XPath value keyword and hit enter. You got the complete command. You can copy this and paste it here. But this you will have to do one by one. Like now again, copy this, go back here. Can't we get all of this in single shot, so that we will not have to go back and forth and we write this table script? Yes, that can be possible. That will be possible now with the new feature. It will be available tomorrow. So there is a this button, capture. Click to generate automation code and multiple XPath selectors. Click on this, and now we have given this command here, and this ID is already unchecked. So just a second, let me expand this so you will have a better view. Click on this, and now just inspect all those elements, and you will see everything will be generated here. You see that the complete commands are getting generated, and in single shot, like within few seconds, we would be able to complete our script, this test case, and it will be absolutely a stable script. It will not be like that you will have to generate again and again, and you would be able to like execute as well. Just copy this, and now we'll go back to our editor. Whatever we have written earlier, that we can delete it from here. You see the same code will be generated just in few seconds. And now whatever you want to do, let's say you want to add type here, that you can do. So it gives you the command, selectors command, and after that, whether you want to click on that or whether you want to type on that you can do it quickly. So this will help you a lot to complete your script just in few seconds. And here you can enter your email ID, whatever it is, and then password. Means everything you can do really quick. So this will saves a lot of time. Now you need not to like go back to your browser and then again add again inspect the element and again do all those stuff. Let me just show you this much only. If you save this and try to run this test case, it will execute it. So this is how we can you would be able to complete your Cypress script really quick. And if I execute this, this will do really quick. So that's the new thing which is coming in selector sub. And you know that you all know that Cypress, how good framework this one is for web automation, and everybody is loving it. So this is how it is going to help you a lot. This is taking some time to open. So yeah, this way you can save a lot of time. And this video I will be premiere for this one. This feature will be happening tomorrow, so you can watch that on Selectors Hub YouTube channel, and you can see that this test case is running. Those who are new to Cypress, this is how in Cypress the window will open and the flow will work. So let me execute. So this is how in Cypress it used to open and work, and that's how you can complete your test script. Thank you guys. So this is something new which is coming on Selectors Hub, and it will definitely going to save you a lot of time.
That is super awesome, because I have worked on Cypress. If you remember Abhay, and Abhay is here, yeah. Abhay, we did POCs on automation, multiple automation. So as a part of Elite Testers initiative, we did a POC on multiple automation tools. So Cypress was one of the tools that we worked, and this is awesome. I know this is really wonderful. So I just have a question here. So the feature that you showed, now this is very Cypress specific, or are you bringing it to another tools also?
Yeah, so this feature is basically for every JavaScript framework. It is not just for Cypress. So wherever, like, so it has added support for CSS selectors as well, to generate the command for CSS selectors as well. Earlier it was, hope screen is visible. So earlier it was what was happening when you generate the multiple command here, this one, like this. So it was generating with for XPath only, this one only, not for CSS selector.
Okay.
So now it will be generating for CSS selectors as well. So this command could be anything. Like, let's say this is not my this is not Cypress. This is something JS.get, or it command could be anything. Just that wherever you have written your CSS selector, replace that with XPath value. It could be like document dot query selector. So anything it could be.
Right.
And you just hit enter. It will like this will generate with your command, and like here with the CSS selector.
Yeah. So as you mentioned already, this is more built towards the application or the tools which is built on JavaScript. So this will definitely will support Nightwatch.js, Test Cafe,
everything.
Nice.
So actually, it's not depend at all on any kind of framework or any kind of like technology. It's just a simple command, very simple command. Your command could be anything. Wherever you have written, it could be anything like this. Wherever you have written your selector, XPath or CSS selector, just replace that with XPath value and press enter here, and it will generate with your command.
This is super wonderful. Any questions, guys? I had my question.
This is awesome, Sanjay. So two things. Number one, how can people have hands-on to this one? I'm new too, so please bear with my question. And second is, if there is such recording available the way you have shown demo, and is it paid or is it free, or how is it?
So sorry, Selectors Hub is absolutely free. There is nothing like paid. So it is as I told, like, it's a community product supported by the community. So this is absolutely free. Anybody can use it. And here will be the recording will be available here. And I will just share the link.
Okay.
So yeah, this feature will go live tomorrow. So the recording will also be premiere tomorrow morning. So people, those who want to watch, they can just set the reminder for tomorrow. Just turn on the reminder here in this video, so you will be able to watch this one. This is the video.
Good.
And there are lots of conceptual video as well on the Selectors Hub YouTube channel. So those who can watch, like what to use, what not to use in XPath, which one, how you can write the robust selectors and all. So those you can watch, those tutorials you can watch it here.
Awesome. This is wonderful stuff. So those who are aware and those who are not aware, we proudly partnered with Sanjay, and Elite Tester community does support Sanjay for all his initiatives, and we encourage him to do because he's helping community, and we want to encourage him to do, you know, the wonders to the our community. So if you have any questions, he's part of our group. He is available for us in the future meetups. So if you want a specific special session from Sanjay, let us know. I will book his time and I'll ask him to prepare. If not, if he's not available, he can record a specific video also for us, dedicatedly for our community. So he has already promised me about that. So we have last 10 minutes. So floor is open. Kapil, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So last 10
So
minutes, question answers, and session is yours now. Okay, thank you.
yeah. Sorry guys, I'll just take 2-3 minutes. So first of all, Sanjay, thanks for creating such a wonderful tool. I just 2-3 days back I gave presentation on this in my company. Actually, I work for Gartner, so there it was blocked earlier. So then I get it approved, and then I gave the presentation also, and it was now integrated with our guys are my team is using this for getting the sectors. So I'm asking one thing. I'm just giving one. This selector or it's a pattern. Can you please, Sanjay? Can you please check?
Yeah, please.
I have sent you, I guess.
Yes. This is here.
Yeah. Can you please again open your that screen and your selector? What I want, I'm just giving a requirement if you can fulfill in future.
No, definitely. I always take all this selectors of 3.0. If you go to change log or selectors of, you will find like how many people suggested and their features has been implemented. So it's all like community product, whatever you will suggest. Let me share my screen. I guess my screen is shared. So the pattern is which you shared, that is right pattern. Is it visible? My screen is visible?
Yes.
Perfect. So
yes,
this pattern is right, what you have shared. Just that like it might not be finding. So here you can, if anything wrong you will be doing in your XPath.
No, Sanjay. I was talking about. Can you please write this pattern in the
okay. Command.
Command. Yes.
Sure.
Actually, right. Yeah.
So
please paste it here.
So this didn't get copied. Oh no.
No, it is not copied.
Why is not getting copied?
No worries, take any XPath, just write by and then that.
Yes. So you see that wherever you have written XPath here, replace that XPath value keyword. And as you write here, it will change from red to normal one. And here also this explanation is given.
Right. So can you it enters.
This is
Yes. So now my requirement is like, now if you see the by dot this attribute locator name is same for each and every XPath, right? So if you go to your this record wala feature where you can just record multiple the next below that.
Yes.
Can you please can you please just 2-3
I got it.
So the selector name which is coming over here in the drop. So can you please replace those selector name also?
Yes. That is there. Let me do it. Okay. So this is your selector name, client card icon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just replace that with selector name. This one, selector name, just this one.
Okay.
Name. And now inspect the elements for which you want to generate the selectors. You will find the complete command with the selector's name as well.
Okay, cool.
1 second. This is blocking my view. Now let me inspect this. So you see that this is coming by search.
Oh,
this is Google search, by Google search.
That will save a lot of time.
Hindi. This is coming by Hindi. So it will say like you copy this one and go back to your editor.
Directly use it.
directly use it. Your page object model, basically you can do it like
Correct.
really quick.
Mhm.
Come on. This is very slow
Thank
sometimes.
you. Thanks,
Yeah,
Sanjay.
so yeah,
Thank
so you see that your complete command is coming now.
Yes.
This is what you want, right?
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah, so for this one, what you do, I would suggest uh, there is a video tutorial. So here you can watch that. Just so I would like really request you guys that you just go on Selectors Hub YouTube channel. There are videos for every feature, so that you can check it out. There are lots of features which can save a huge amount of time. Like you won't even sometimes believe, oh, this can also be possible. So please just watch those videos.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thanks,
Sure,
Nagesh.
sure.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Thank you.
Kapil. It was wonderful. Kapil also brought a
Awesome.
very nice question. So, Sanjay, one request to you. Uh, so, what I will request you to periodically, with specific feature, whatever the videos that you have uploaded, please share
Yep.
into the Telegram channel,
Sure.
because yeah, people will search it, will go to your YouTube channel, but it may happen that they may not find it by Google
Yes.
search and all that. So
Yeah.
if you periodically you go ahead, feel free to add those to my channel. Okay, we
Sure.
have last 5 minutes. We can socialize, we can discuss further things. After that, we will end this session. So last 5 minutes over to all of you. If you have specific question, any generic questions to anyone.
I have a
Anything
question
from,
for Sanjay
yeah.
in the same context, just to conclude it properly. So you yourself develop it, or you have a development doing it for you? How do you manage?
Yes, sir. So this is a one-man army. I only work alone on this project, and with a huge community support with all of
Good.
you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes. So that's why we actually support Sanjay. Yeah, Amit sir, your voice is not clear.
It
Is
was
it?
good to me.
I wasn't saying anything. Yeah.
No, there is some network lag. We haven't heard anything from Chaitali, Nikhil today. Nikhil is normally very active on the discussions. Chaitali, if you have anything to say, maybe introduce yourself or
Hi, I'm Chaitali Chaudhary. I'm currently working as a QA since 3 years. Quite new to automation, learning Selenium with Java. Joined the session to gain some knowledge. I really gained something.
nice, nice. So Chaitali is in contact with me and the part of the group from Chaitali 3-4 years now, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, yes, nice,
Time I
Chaitali. Thank
started switching my career to testing, I started coming in contact with Nagesh.
you. Good. So next Sunday also we will meet. We have last 3 minutes. So next Sunday also we will meet. We can have something specific discussion or generic discussion. We have got request for Salesforce. Salesforce, what is Salesforce first? And second thing, what is Salesforce testing? So we have two members who are expert in Salesforce. One is Savita and another person is Anupam. Anupam also developed, he is a founder and the developer of the similar tool like Selectors Hub for specifically for Salesforce. So I don't know the technicality between Salesforce and other application, how to find the XPath. That's why the need of creating another tool to get a XPath of Salesforce might have occurred, and that's where Anupam has developed it. Apart from that, if you have any specific session, if you want to conduct any session, be it any, and I even encourage people, I never saw a person doing Selenium with Python. To be honest, never saw that. You come here, show it, be it anything. Yeah, like I have done Selenium with Java, JavaScript, and even with .NET, but Python I never saw someone do it. So come here, forum is your so go ahead and demo it. Show others how to do that. Be it very simple thing, very small thing. So it's not the the what you are trying to How much value does it hold? It's a value is you are presenting. That's the major value here. Not what you are presenting, how and why you are presenting is the key here. So
Right.
that's all from my side.
So
Last
I
one
have
question, 1
thing.
minute.
few.
So I have
Yeah,
one
go
thing
ahead.
just to ask to Amit sir actually. So sir, as you said that in the beginning that you are into DevOps, that means you have previous experience into DevOps, right? And also that means it's been almost 22 plus years career. That means you have gone through all these things. So DevOps is something that means whatever I understand that means is there any way to learn DevOps? That means there is any free forum or maybe that means what I see that means in the cloud and whatever is there. So you can't. That means is there any way to learn it by myself? That means or is it all the hands-on which I need to do? That means for those things that means I need to just talk to my manager regarding that to learn DevOps, or is there any free way? Because anyways, I don't have that much to pay for this server and all these things. So is there any way to learn DevOps specifically?
Yes. So, to get the concept, you can watch YouTube video. In 5 minutes, you'll understand the concept, what DevOps is and what it is all about. Obviously, very superficially. But you'll get quite a few free courses on Udemy, and I might be
Hmm.
able to share something I haven't find it out yet, but I'll search for something and share it with the community. But a free course will help you understand, and that is a hands-on course. I don't remember the name, where you'll get some hands-on experience as well. So
Okay.
all these cloud platforms, they want you to come and learn and have your infrastructure in there. So definitely
Oh,
there are certain training programs by Azure, by AWS, by Google Cloud, so that you can learn. They give you monthly credits of some say $300 or so that you can spin your server, test, but that is bare minimum. So
okay.
to answer it in short, definitely there are ways to learn it without spending one single rupee. There is
Hmm.
quite a few literature available along with Udemy courses like Udemy where you can learn it on your own.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe we can have a detailed conversation. Maybe in the next meeting, I'll try to find out some relevant stuff within the week and pass it on through Nagesh. But yes, the answer is yes.
Okay. So it will be
I have a
highly,
yeah.
yeah. It will be
Tell
highly
me what.
helpful if you just pass it on the community channel, that means which we have the elite
Sure.
testers. So before just joining the next session, at least if we have that means if I have at least 5% idea, so that I can just correlate things. So that means if somebody gives a brief over there in that. So yeah, so that's what.
Okay. So I know we have only very few minutes. How many
Yes.
minutes? 2 minutes.
So we already
Okay.
already passed. So normally what we used
But
to
still,
do 12 to
huh,
1:15 is the standard.
okay.
So 1:15 we already passed because it's a lunch time for most of us and families are waiting.
So,
So that's
yeah.
why. So
So
that's
Nagesh,
it.
will it be okay
Yes,
if I consume one more minute? I
sure,
need to have a
definitely. Sure.
thought-provoking question, though it's a small audience, but even 1% of this can get some motivation out of it. This time is well spent for me at least. So I would like to ask, most of you guys are might have experienced maintenance. You must be executing test cases, automating stuff. How many of you know how the impact analysis works? Okay, that is one area which we usually do on our own, but we don't know the technique. So I would like to know, are there any tools which you or your organization is using, or a technique which you are using for yourself for, targeted specific regression testing for a release? If you don't know, we can discuss about it. I would like to know more from you. Maybe in the next session, you might want to go and research this area. This is kind of pretty ignored area. Your leads and managers would be taking care of it. But there is no single simple straightforward answer like the tool Sanjay came up with. You know, push the data, get the output, and just you be relaxed. So think about it. Part number one. I don't expect any answers right now because I myself juggled a lot to figure out the right answer for it. But I would like to share it with the
Okay, all right. That's
community.
nice. Thanks.
Okay, so that is one. And second is about, how many of you know about a specific testing type. I would like to conduct a session. Let me keep that as a surprise, Nagesh. I would like to conduct a small session, maybe of 10-15 minutes, a thought-provoking session.
Nice. You send me the agenda. I will publish it for. Okay.
Sure.
You send me the agenda and the dates. I will do it for you. Okay.
Okay, will do.
Thanks a lot, everyone. It's a little 5 minutes over, but it's fine. Worth actually. It's a Sunday spent well. So thanks a lot, everyone who joined. Thanks, Amit sir. Thanks, Sanjay, for this wonderful interactive discussion. Kapil, thanks. You also brought a lot of different dimensions to this discussion,
Right.
and nicely, your questions were specific and very nicely done. Thank you, team, and see you on next Sunday. This video will be available on YouTube, so then you can have, further you can listen the recordings, or you can share with your friends also. Have a nice Sunday. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you all.
arranging it.
Thank you all.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Be safe.